What in the heck is a Bitcoin transaction? I know what a dollar transaction is, but as soon as you say the word Bitcoin, I get all confused for some reason. Well, we're going to go through that today. Here on this episode of Sat Chats Short Stacks, I'll be your host, Chris, here with my co-host, Stewart, and we're going to be talking about Bitcoin transactions.
Bitcoin transactions. So we're going to talk about what is a Bitcoin transaction. We're going to talk about what's in a Bitcoin transaction. We're going to talk about why is that so dang important and so freaking awesome.
All right, so what's a Bitcoin transaction?
So what is a everybody knows what a transaction is, right? All right, look. Okay, here's the bracelet that Kitty made me, okay? Transaction complete, right? It's sending one thing to someone else, right? But you actually can't have that because that's really important to me.
Okay.
So a Bitcoin transaction is when I am sending some of my Bitcoin to you.
Okay, that's obvious.
It's super, super obvious, right?
Okay.
Now, is there anything special we need to cover about that? No. I mean, that's it, dude. But I guess we should say that this transaction is a little unique, okay? Because unlike a credit card transaction that's going to go through a central processing unit and back out again, your Bitcoin transaction is like
It's peer-to-peer.
Peer-to-peer.
It's just like what we just did right here.
It's peer-to-peer. Yes, my little bracelet didn't go through someone to you.
Yeah.
It was directly to you, just like cash.
Yes.
But like electronic cash.
Right.
And that's super powerful. And it's also done in a way where everyone can see that you've done it and they verify that you've done it and it's all good. So that's a Bitcoin transaction.
Okay.
All right. What's inside a Bitcoin transaction? There's three things. The first thing are your coins themselves, right? You got to have the Bitcoin to be able to send the Bitcoin. So I'm going to send, let's say I'm going to send Chris 1 million sats, and I'm going to make Chris a satillionaire overnight, just like we're going to make one of you a satillionaire when we reach 999 plus 1 subscribers on YouTube. Well, my 1 million Satoshis are going to go into that transaction. Technically, the input is going to go in. And I'm going to say, look, I'm sending 1 million sats to Chris. They're not going to take the sats from me until everything checks out, right? I would hate to say, here's my million sats, and then it goes off a cliff because I've done it wrong and it doesn't come back to me. So the inputs. Now you also have the outputs. What are the outputs? The outputs is Chris's address or his account, right? And my address or my account. Specifically the address where my change is going to go to. So if you've seen some previous short stacks, you've heard us talk about how Bitcoin is like gold because the amount of Bitcoin you have, it's like different sized gold coins. And if I got a gold coin this big and I want to send half of it to Chris, you got to melt it down, make 2 coins, give one to Chris, give one back to me. It's not just like digital numbers that you can subtract and move around. It's real. It solved the copy paste problem of computers. So you have to break it down and reform it. So you've got your inputs, which is, hey, I'm going to send sats from this address. You got your outputs. I'm going to send it to this address and the change left over is going to come to me. And then you have your signature, right? You got your digital signature. So people have public keys, people have private keys. And when you sign a transaction, you're doing it with your private key because you're the only one who has it. When we say not your keys, not your cheese, we mean not your private keys, not your ability to sign your transactions. So since I'm signing the transaction with my private key, then it must be me because ain't nobody else got that private key, right? when the government wanted Rahul's Bitcoin, they needed his private key. And the only way to get his private key was to get him privately in a room.
Yes. Yes.
And start twisting that arm, bro.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got your inputs, you got your outputs, and you got your secret signature, you know?
Yep.
You got your little
Okay, so that's what's inside the transaction.
That's what's inside.
So why does all this matter?
Okay. So this is a really cool little piece here. So why does it matter? Well, this transaction is going to prove that those coins exist. Because when you put that transaction into the mem pool, which when we look at Simple Steve's UTX Oracle, which is not up on the screen right now, all those orange dots that are flowing, those are transactions. And the nodes, the miners, they're going to check to see what the history of those coins are, right? Since every transaction is recorded across all Bitcoin time and they're all linked together in the blockchain, they're going to take those Satoshis all the way back to the moment where they were created through the act of mining a block. And they're going to follow them all the way through to your wallet to make sure that those coins are yours.
Mm-hmm.
So the transaction's going to prove that the coins exist, right? It's also going to, and by the way, y'all might have just seen the green light flash on next to Chris. That means there's a new block, right? So that new block was full of transactions where they've done this verification.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to prove the coins exist. It's going to prove that I am allowed to spend them. These are my coins.
Through your signature.
Yeah. So since these are my coins and my private key, and you can see that they came to me from someone else and that transaction was legitimate, and that they came from someone else to that, and that one was legitimate, right? It means that I have the right to spend them. And it also proves that I want them to go somewhere specific. Because it's like, these are my coins. I want to send them to Chris, and I'm going to sign off on that. So a Bitcoin transaction is a fundamental part of Bitcoin, but it's a really cool part of Bitcoin because it shows you how Bitcoin is electronic peer-to-peer cash. You don't need any banks. You don't need any processors like credit card processors. You don't need any intermediaries. You don't need permission.
No clearinghouse.
Yes. No middlemen, no trolls on the bridge, no gunk, no friction, no corruption, no graft, no degradation, no fees. Apart from the fees you pay the miners to do the work. It is like just this beautiful permissionless form of money for the modern age.
Yep.
So a transaction is when I send Bitcoin from me to you. It's going to have my inputs. It's going to have my outputs. It's going to have my digital signature. And it's going to prove that the coins are real, that the coins belong to me, that I'm sending the coins, and that I want them to go somewhere specific.
Yep.
Bitcoin transaction.
Beautiful.
Now, if you'd like to transact on chain and see for yourself how it works, maybe you should donate to Sat Chats. Our on-chain Bitcoin address is in the show notes. Check out them show notes. Ooh, you'll see it's a big old string. BC1Q, skibbity, wibbity, wibbity, wobbity. Okay?
It's down there.
Get on indoor. Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Y'all will like it.
Alrighty. This has been another episode of Sat Chats Short Stacks. Thanks for joining us. And remember, Sat Chats is for educational purposes only and should not be construed for financial advice. See you on the next one.